The GCV Green Network Partnership is committed to delivery of a high-quality, multifunctional green network across Glasgow and the Clyde Valley. This will be achieved through protection and enhancement of existing green network assets, and by master planning the green network into new development and retrofitting it into existing areas. The partnership is working to make the city region a better place through creation of the GCV Green Network, which is a significant component of the Central Scotland Green Network, a national development within the Scottish Government's national planning framework. East Renfrewshire's Maidenhill site is located on the edge of Newton Mearns to the south of Glasgow. An 85-hectare greenfield release site close to the M77 motorway, on which 1,000 new homes will be built. Maidenhill has the potential to be a truly innovative development and an exemplar of best practice for the partnership's integrated green infrastructure approach.
One of the very first meetings in terms of the development of this site was with the Green Network Partnership. They helped us identify what we needed to do in terms of hydrology, recognising where the water went. They helped us with a brief for a hydrology study so that we could fully understand that, and they've worked with us in every step of the way to make sure that we keep the Green Network at the heart of this development. That's continued from a development framework stage right through to a master plan stage, and that has been made clear to the developers from day one that this is an integral part of this development and something that the Council's absolutely determined to deliver. The detail of the Green Network is there will be a central green spine which will run right through the centre of the site. That will provide cycleways and pedestrian access, but it will also be a wildlife corridor. One of the things we had to do was to make sure we used a sustainable urban drainage system, which is commonly known as suds ponds. So there will be a number of sud ponds around this area. We're encouraging the use of swales and water courses to make this area as attractive. It means we'll create very attractive areas for the public to use, the new residents and existing residents will be able to use the cycleways through it. So it'll be a very naturalised feature. It'll encourage wildlife, and it's a new approach that we wanted to see, that it was absolutely integrated in the development.
At Maidenhill, walking and cycling will be encouraged through the creation of an integrated path network. Existing green features will be retained and enhanced, and habitat corridors created for wildlife. A number of suds ponds are proposed as features within recreational green spaces. At Maidenhill, the Green Network will be multifunctional and truly integrated.
What's important from a landscape perspective is using the points of the views, the high points, allowing them to be backdrops for the new housing, because new housing with that kind of natural backdrop looks so much nicer than housing that just is on a flat site. The outside of the site is also highly visible from the M77 and the new approach road on the southern flank of Newton Mearns. And so what the site looks like from these roads is fundamental. So the tree planting, tree screening and green screening is really important. Well, I would hope that that green network and these existing features capture the development and mean that it sits well in the site, and also help people to have really attractive backdrops for their new homes and fundamentally connect people across the site.
Well, we're now in a situation where we have a very strong policy landscape in terms of green networks and green infrastructure, and we've had an economic downturn over the last few years which is starting to pick up again, so new developments are coming through the planning process. So it's very much a reality for developers that are going to have to consider how they integrate the green network and green infrastructure within their developments. So really at the partnership we would just make the offer to developers that we're here as a resource to help you through this transitional phase.
The Clyde Gateway takes in an area of Glasgow and South Lanarkshire totalling 3.3 square miles and is a national regeneration priority. The Clyde Gateway has in recent years undergone massive transformation, and the principle of integrating the green network as a fundamental part of the regeneration process has been embraced by delivery partners from the outset.
Well, we're here in the heart of Clyde Gateway, and this is Kilmarnock. This is one of the key entry points to Clyde Gateway. We've got Kilmarnock station here, and we're about a couple of miles from Glasgow city centre. We're on the banks of the River Clyde, and we're in the heart of the Arena district, next to Celtic Park, the National Indoor Sports Arena, and at the very heart of the Commonwealth Games activity. And just a short distance along the road is where the Athletes' Village is for the Commonwealth Games. We've had 6,000 athletes and officials there during the Commonwealth Games. But back in 2006 and 2007, this was a very different place. Large areas of vacant and derelict land, and it was an area that was constrained by a whole range of issues, including drainage, flooding, all of which was contributing to a decline in this area.
We were involved in proposals for the Clyde Gateway area very early on. In fact, before the Urban Regeneration Company actually came together, we were working in partnership with a number of organisations, the local authorities and Scottish Enterprise and so on, looking at the potential for integrating the green network into the east end of Glasgow, and that was encapsulated in a green network strategy for the Clyde Gateway area.
Well, in terms of the challenges of creating a green network and the move towards sustainable urban drainage systems, that was quite early in its thinking back in 2006 and 2007. And so what the Green Network Partnership were able to do was to bring expert advice to the table, to enable and encourage people to look at that type of thinking. They were able to bring a clarity of vision and a clarity of purpose around green networks that allowed companies like Clyde Gateway and our partners like Glasgow City Council, South Lanarkshire Council and others to buy into that.
The partnership strategy helped inform the integration of the green network throughout the Clyde Gateway, raising ambitions and embedding the green network ethos into plans. Evidence of success can be seen across the area, for example at Kilmarnock Station's diagonal walkway and at the new Cunningar Loop Woodland Park.
What Forestry Commission are doing is creating a new forest park in the heart of our area and in the heart of our city, and it engages people with the Forestry Commission and the work that they're doing, but they're doing it in a really new and exciting way. They're getting people closer to the river, they're getting people closer to nature.
The proposal for the Cunningar Woodland Park emerged from the 2007 Clyde Gateway Green Network strategy developed by the partnership. Well, the Cunningar Woodland Park contains cycleways for all abilities and all ages. It contains a bouldering park, one of the first in Scotland. It contains paths for all abilities to walk. It's bordered on all sides by the River Clyde, and it's very hard to believe you're only a mile and a half from the city centre of Glasgow. It's an oasis, a woodland park where people can escape from the pressures of the city.
GCV Green Network Partnership has a vision of delivering the green network right across the city region. And if we're going to realise that ambition, then we need to be able to see the green network delivered in new developments like we'll be seeing at Maidenhill, and also in regeneration projects like we'll see at the Clyde Gateway URC area. And the case studies that we have here are good examples of how that approach has been realised.
The GCV Green Network Partnership is working hard to make the Green Network vision a reality by championing the integration of green infrastructure into new developments and retrofitting the green network into existing areas. If we are to see the vision realised, the approach taken at Maidenhill and Clyde Gateway has to be replicated across the whole city region. Only then can we claim to have a truly integrated Glasgow and Clyde Valley green network.